So in this video, I'm going to go over replacing the carburetor on this SRM-225 ECHO string trimmer. To replace the carburetor, all you need is a T25 Torx bit and a 10mm wrench. And let's get started with replacing it. Carburetor maintenance kit from Amazon, and I'll throw a link in down below in the description. If this works out, you guys can try it too. So let's open this box up and see what's inside of it. So it looks like it comes with a spark plug, and let's pull this out. So it comes with a spark plug, 2 replacement primer bulbs, an air filter, a couple of gaskets, and the gasoline intake filter and return line to the gas tank, and a little breather. So this will go inside the gas tank. Also it has the carburetor. Okay, so I'm going to take apart the string trimmer here, and the first thing we're going to do is remove the air filter cover, and that gets us to these. And I'm going to have to go figure out what size those are real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and got a set of drivers that I have in the garage, and it looks like it's a T25, and it fits in there nicely. So I'm going to take this off. So I'm going to just set this aside, and the whole carburetor assembly came off. So we're going to have to remove the throttle cable from this, and I'm going to go get a wrench for that. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's going to be a little 10mm wrench. I'm just going to loosen this guy up, and it pops right out. So there's a little capture on the end of this cable. So you have to twist this guy and then slide the cable back, and that disconnects the throttle cable from the carburetor. And then we have the fuel inlet and fuel outlet that we're going to pull off. Well, the outlet came off pretty quick, but I'm using needle nose pliers to just slide the inlet line off, and that removes the carburetor. So the gasket's stuck on here. Let's see if it'll peel off without ripping. Just gently pulling on it. A little bit of it stuck right there, but wipes right off. Alright, so in the replacement kit, there's this little cardboard gasket. It doesn't look exactly like the original gasket, but it's what's included in the kit, so I'm going to use it, and it's going to go there. This is the replacement carburetor. I don't have any problem with my fuel lines, so I'm not going to replace those. But I am going to replace the carburetor. So before I do this, I'm going to put the throttle cable back on. So there's a little hole on the end that linkage needs to go into, so you need to make sure that's facing towards the bulb. And then you just slide the cable in there. And then I'm going to tighten this assembly up a little bit with the wrench, 10mm wrench. And then where'd that gasket go to? I'm going to slip the gasket on here, clean off this area, make sure there's nothing on there. Slipping the gasket on the back side, just slide the end. Let's take the other gasket and put it on here. Line it up. Slide the two bolts through the holes. And then I've slipped the other gasket through the bolts. And then we're just going to stick that on there. And then I'm going to slide, I'll put the fuel lines on after I tighten these. So I'm going to just start these screws a little bit, just to keep them from falling out. And I'm going to slide the intake fuel line on. And then the return fuel line on. And I'm going to finish tightening these two. And I'm only doing these 2-finger tight. So I'm just holding the screwdriver with my 2 fingers, not really wrenching on these things hard, and tightening that down, and then back to retightening the connection for the throttle cable, because that kind of came loose. And then we're going to try and prime it and see if it actually primes. Oh, look at that, it's pulling fuel. That's what my last carburetor was not doing. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting it back together. I'm going to replace the air filter. It's actually a pretty nice little kit for what I paid for it. Put the air filter on. Then I'm going to put this whole assembly on the ground and try and start it. Okay, so the bulb's been primed, and I'm going to put the choke on. And make sure the run switch over here is in the run position, not the stop position. And I'm going to squeeze the throttle. Oh, look at that. Well, that worked pretty successfully. I hope this helps you when you go to change your carburetor out, if you change it out. And definitely the kit was worth the price that it was paid for. I think it was like 20 bucks. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.